by speaking up, by being the first, and by being the dominant.
Over 4 billion of the world's population are girls and women, also faced with challenges that affect our world and contributing solutions to them. Let's have conversations and get some answers to them through their eyes and voices. Tune in to Perspectives, where we discuss important issues ranging from climate change, politics, health, the economy, and lifestyle on Citizen FM 93.7 Abuja. Weekdays from midday. Perspectives. Conversations that matter.
Amma mai akwai da babu duka dangantakan ku daidai. Allah ike faɗan haka ba ni nake faɗa ba. Da ni nake faɗan haka da sai ku ƙaryata ni. Akwai ka gane idan kai gida 30 cikin guda za ka je ka kwana a ɗaki guda ka kankwan a kayan gado guda ɗai a gefen gadon ka kankwan haka nan wanda bai da komai gida guda za ije ya kwana a ɗakin guda ya kankwan a kayan karaunu falle to yan gari yawa ita nan da ka danganta kanku daidai a danganta kanku daidai kai mai akwai ka gane in kana takamar akwai ne ba ka sanya hula 10 akan ka kai dai ai da an gano ka sai a cewa na ya taɓu sai dai ka sa guda ɗai haka nan wanda bai da komai shi ma isa guda ɗai middin ka dubi kanka sannan ka dubi kansa ta nan kun kama da juna to ma nan idan ka duba ta nan da ka danganta kanku daidai akwai ka gane in baka dan misali da nonon sulai 30 da nonon kwabo 30 in an hada ka gane sai ka ga dodai farin su ya zo dai kai mai akwai ka gane in baka dan misali da agogon jaka 30 da agogon sulai 30 in wancan iba da loto daidai wannan iba da loto daidai yan za a dai kira sosai ka ji sunan su duk agogo kai mai akwai ka gane in baka dan misali kai mai akwai ka gane in baka dan misali in kana takamar akwai ne ba ka sanya takalmi 10 biyar a wannan sawu biyar a wannan sawu ai da an gano ka sai a ce ga mahaukaci na sai dai ka sa guda ɗai kai ma isa guda ɗai mitukar in yana da hali to malai idan ka duba ta nan da ka danganta kanku daidai kai mai akwai ka gane ba ka dan misali shi Allah huwallazina bai aiki da duk gidanka bai aiki da motunanka bai aiki da duk kudinka sai dai da arziki sai dai da zuciya fa haka nan wanda bai da komai Allah huwallazina bai aiki da babu dishi malam idan ka duba ta nan da ka danganta kanku daidai misali kai mai akwai ka gane ka garan komuwa ga Allah yadi 5 fani ɗai a ciki za a nan naɗe ka rami guda akan tona ka tuna ba a tona 10 dan wai kana da hali a ciki za a turbuda ka haka nan wanda bai da komai ran komuwa ga Allah yadi 5 fani ɗai a ciki za a nan naɗe shi rami guda akan tona ku tuna ba a tona 10 don wai fa mai da hali a ciki za a turbuda shi to malam idan ka duba ta nan da ka danganta kanku daidai in ba ku dan misali kai mai akwai ka gane in middin kana da shi ne kai taimako ga kowa ka agaza wa kowa ka taimaka taimaka wa kowa bayan ka sun ji daɗi ƴaƴan
with one song, with one voice, we're a nation undivided and poised. We will take us down and build our land.
Good afternoon, Nigerians. Good afternoon, citizens of Abuja City. You are welcome to Citizen Speaks on Citizen FM 93.7 in Abuja. Today is a very bright day outside there, and as we are walking towards another round of elections in Nigeria in next Saturday, we keep on asking Nigerians to remain peaceful and respect the law as it's been passed. You're welcome to our studio again. Citizen Speaks. This afternoon, we have seated in the studio Sheikh Muhammad Nur Khalid, Digital Imam, Chairman, Islamic Research and Dawah Foundation of Nigeria. He will be speaking to us on the roles of Islamic clerics in nation building and peace building in Nigeria. You're all welcome. Thank you. Sheikh, welcome you to our studio.
Thank you for having me.
We want to take off in your usual character. You're a very flamboyant Islamic clerics known all over the world. Why is it difficult to have peace in Nigeria as a whole, and what are the roles for you people as Islamic clerics in Nigeria?
Well, it is very difficult to have peace in Nigeria because we are not doing the right thing, or you can say that because of abnormalcy. If we are normal human beings, we have to create an atmosphere full of love that will enable us to have peace. That is the problem, because we are sentimental. We are using sentiment, either ethnic sentiment or religious sentiment, to judge issues that are not meant for that. We're supposed to be rational in terms of our coexistence. We have to believe that peace is the way. We don't have an option. But the problem is we don't understand even what is peace. Because when we term peace, or when we define peace as lack of war or lack of conflict, we are making a mistake. Because peace started with your mind. When you have a peaceful mind, then you are bound to create an atmosphere that will enable you to live in peace. So it is important for the clerics to start looking at how to fight that sentimental issues that we have that is preventing us from having peace.
Well, I want us to go in deeply into that areas of your interest. Even among the clerics, Nigerian Islamic clerics particularly, there is no peace. So if there is no peace among you people, how do you now radiate peace to the society? So what exactly is the issue among the Islamic clerics?
Well, I think lack of understanding is what is the problem. You see, if you don't understand yourself, if you are not aware, if you are not conscious of yourself, you will not understand your brother. Sometimes people think that to be a cleric means to align with other people and promote their interest. That is where you fail. When you as a cleric start aligning with some other people to promote and protect their interest instead of the interest of the nation, the interest of humanity, you will create problem because you are now promoting the interests of some group, not the entire human race. And people think that, some clerics think that to be an Islamic cleric means to disagree, to be in conflict with other faiths and other nations or tribes. But the Quran is clear about that. إِنَّا خَلَقْنَاكُم مِّن ذَكَرٍ وَأُنثَى وَجَعَلْنَاكُمْ شُعُوبًا وَقَبَائِلَ لِتَعَارَفُوا. We have created you from a single man and woman. And we made you nations and tribes so that you will understand one another. Now, going by this verse, we tend to understand that we are originally from a single family. We are one family. But Allah, in His infinite mercy, decided to create us. Not we choose to be, but He decided to create me as Hausa, as Fulani, and create the other man as Yoruba, as Igbo, as Igala, as Tip, whatever tribe you may decide to call. But remember that we have no choice in that direction. And we have no choice in the geographical location we came from. Neither have we choice in the family, the parents that brought us to this life. Therefore, we cannot fight one another because of what originally we were not the architects of that decision. It was a decision taken, a divine decision taken by the Lord Himself to create us like that. So let's go back to the basis. The basic issue is that we are all human beings. We share that ground, and that is what we're supposed to be promoting, humanity. And the essence of religion in all ramification is to promote and protect the interests of human race.
So, most often, the non-Muslims see Muslims as being volatile, as being thuggery, as being unpeaceful people. What would be your reaction and vis-a-vis your role as an Islamic cleric in this country?
Well, my reaction to that is that let them start looking at Muslims from the context of Islam, not from the context of individual actions. There are some individuals who, though they claim to be Muslims, but they have deviated from the tenets, from the teachings, from the good practice of Islam. As such, we are not supposed to consider them in judging the entire Muslim world or the entire Islamic teachings. The role I supposed to play, or I am playing in this regard, is to first of all remove that black paint which Islam was painted with by some Muslims, and which gave the nation to other people outside the Islamic community to look at us as you mentioned. First of all, the duty is ours to make sure that we change the narratives and correct the way we present Islam to the world. That is why if you see me, I usually look at other people outside the Islamic community as friends, as brethren, that we can work together in helping Nigeria to move away from the uncomfortable situation we found ourselves in. Therefore, my duty is to work together with other faiths in promoting peace, in building peace, and in fighting injustice, and in working for humanity.
In this your narration, it seems to me that you are doing it alone. Is there no an agency, for instance, where all Islamic clerics meet regularly, interchange ideas, and in essence move into other areas of religions and start to say that enough is enough, there must be peace in Nigeria. Religion should not be our centrifugal forces. Thank you.
I'm not the only person doing it, and I'm not alone. But you know, people have their way of doing things. We have, for instance, in Abuja, we have league of Aimma, that is the Imams of Abuja FCT. It is a good move that is bringing the Ummah together. But no matter how we work, there are some who are in the forefront, who understood the essence of life, who are working day in, day out to make sure that peace is reigning. And that's what makes me difference. Maybe I'm too much inclined to peace work and peace building. That is what makes me difference, but not that I am the only one doing.
You are the chairman of Islamic Research Ndawa Foundation Nigeria. What's the essence of your foundation, and what do you focus?
Well, we focus in two things: research and da'wah. And if you know the meaning of da'wah, which is propagation, you will find that it is a very wide activity, very, very wide indeed, because it includes standing for the less privileged, working for them. If I say the less privileged, I mean the woman and the child. They are termed to be less privileged in the society because they are vulnerable to many attacks. Working for them, standing for them, working against injustice and ill governance, promoting social justice, and working for humanity. All these are part of da'wah, and that is what we do by creating a very good atmosphere for the youth to stand by their feet, empowering women, promoting skill acquisition, and many other activities that are meant to promote and protect interests of the human beings.
The principal of Al-Majarenchi in northern Nigeria, these claim credits are accused of perhaps bastardizing it. What is your view and your own opinion on the principle of Al-Majarenchi in northern Nigeria?
Al-Majarenchi in northern Nigeria in particular and in Africa at large, or in Nigeria as whole, is something that we must reflect how it is affecting the society. There are some research conducted that suggests that Almajiranci is one of the key, easiest way of terrorist recruitment, because those guys, those boys are living in a very bad situation, and they acquire little knowledge of the Quran without knowing its translation and explanations. And as such, they don't even have Western education to back their education, Quranic education with. When they grow up, they will become easy way of, they will be in an easy way of being recruited into banditry, into terrorist activities and organizations. So that is why I say it is something that we must reflect. And the first area of reflection in that is to look at the malams, the teachers that are sometimes manipulating the system, and in other times they are exploiting the children, and by extension exploiting the society for a selfish interest. There are some that are very good in what they are doing in Al-Majri system. That is the area where the government is supposed to come in to make laws, to enforce laws, to make sure that every child in Nigeria has the right to be in a classroom, in a formal classroom, no matter what his parents believe in, no matter whoever is trying to believe in anything. He must be in a formal classroom, he must be educated so that he will be a good citizen and contribute to the betterment of Nigeria.
Still on the Almajiranci system, many people feel that you Islamic clerics particularly gonna repeat are the problems, not the children on the streets. Then the curtailment of the parents, in what role do you expect the parents to play in checking the menace of Almajiranci?
The parents are supposed to understand that parenting is a responsibility. It's not just to reproducing children, just for you to produce as many as you can. But it's for you to think of a place that your child will live in during his time. Ali ibn Abi Talib was a nephew of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and his son Illo, and also a companion of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the fourth caliph in the Islamic history. He said that prepare your children to live in their world, not in your own world. Meaning that the world is changing, and you have to prepare your child to live in the new world, not the old world. Had it been my father had not sent me to school, I could have stayed in the Almajiri system, because I was an Almajiri. I entered into the system when I was a child. My father enrolled me in an Almajiri school. But because he has the foresight that the world is changing and that system alone cannot produce a better person, cannot produce a good Muslim, cannot produce a good citizen, he therefore sent me to Western education. And now look at me talking to you in English.
You are listening to Citizen Speaks on Citizen FM Abuja. We are taking a break, and when we come back, Sheikh Nora, you'll be telling us your experiences in the School of Al-Majorinchi. Thank you.
To defend what is ours. Here we are as a people with one heart for one cause. We're determined to rebuild and restore. Where freedom reigns and truth prevails. Our land where there's hope for us all. There's hope for us all. We'll defend our land. We believe in this nation, and we know we'll get there. We'll defend our land. We believe in Nigeria and the promise she holds, and that one day we'll shine like the sun. We're a great nation. Though we are many people, different tribes, different tongues, we're united in our strength and resolve to uphold the honor of our land.
Welcome back to Citizen Speaks on Citizen FM 93.7 in Abuja. In some minutes from now, we shall be opening our lines for you to contribute and talk to Sheikh Muhammad Nur Khalid, the popular digital imam of the world and chairman, Islamic Research and Dawah Foundation, Nigeria. So you can talk to us on 081 822 222206, 090 32229797, 081 822 22205. Sheikh, you are welcome back to the studio.
Thank you very much for having me.
Before the break, we want to have your experience. People hear about Al-Majorinchi School. What is it all about exactly when you were there?
Well, it is a system where a child will be exposed to Quranic education. Before, it was only for that purpose, for a child to know the Quran. And there was no exploitation. The Malam will not ask the Almajiri to bring anything. But the Almajiri will go for a begging so that he will find what to eat.
Were you also begging?
Yes, I did. I did. I begged to eat.
Why must that be, Chick?
Well, it was the system. Because your parent will not will not be allowed to be bringing food for you. It was just the system, because the belief is that when you beg and eat, there is barakah. There is blessing in that food that you will be eating.
That's contrary to Islamic teachings.
That is what the belief was.
And nobody was ready to stand against that kind of a belief then.
That is why now we are standing against that belief.
Okay.
Especially when now you find exploitation in it. Every child must produce daily 200 to 500 naira to the malam. Outside, from the begging he did.
Every day now?
Every day nowadays. In some places, 50 kobo, 100 naira, 200 to 500 naira.
That's serious.
That is why you find the children in motor park, in front of cinemas and other places, begging. They were not begging to have food. They are begging to have money that they will send to the malam. And they will be exposed to a lot of sickness. And that is why we are saying there must be reform in the Al-Majiri system of education.
What kind of reformation are you looking forward to?
Well, first of all, there must be a law that anybody who sends his child to a school that is not registered will be brought to book. And the government shall now come and register all the Al-Majiri schools with regulations that will be guiding the schools, that this is what to do. No begging. The child will be fed in the school, and the person who will provide that feeding is the parents.
And do you think Islamic clerics accept that?
Well, depending on the sensitization we do and the seriousness of the program.
Okay, Sheikh Noura, Nigerian politics. One need to wonder why it's difficult for you people to talk to the president, for instance, or the governor or senator of any point in time that this is here wrong. This is about leadership, and Islam preaches leadership to excellence. So if anything goes wrong, why is it difficult for Islamic clerics, for instance, to Mr. President or Mr. Governor or Mr. Senator, you are wrong?
There are about four reasons. The first reason is sentiment. Some Islamic clerics are so sentimental that because this president is from my area, that because he is speaking my language, that because we share the same faith with him, therefore it is not permissible for me to talk to him to readdress an issue. The second thing is we have been politicalizing the teachings of Islam. That this cleric belongs to party A and the other Malam belongs to party B, which is not supposed to be like that. An imam is supposed to be non-partisan, and he's supposed not to support any political party openly and campaign for the party in a pulpit. He is a father to all, and therefore he can correct any mistakes. Number three is because the politicians own the ulamas. They control them directly or indirectly. And if you can't dance to their tune, they will get rid of you. And that is not supposed to be. And finally, monetary or commercializing the system of ulamas. They have commercialized themselves. They want to collect money from the politicians. If we can deal with this, then the first person to correct the mistake of a leader is an imam or the pastor. They are the one to say, no, this policy is bad. It will destroy the economy. It will destroy the comfort of the citizens. It will destroy the future of our young generations. It will do bad to our community. Therefore, check it and reform it. Look at the security situation of the country. Look at the economic situation of the country. Look at what is happening in the Naira swap, front, back, middle. And the ulamas are busy campaigning for this candidate or that, instead of them to be concerned with what will help the economy, what will help the security, and what will reform the ummah.
Is it not because the ulama in Nigeria do have one voice? What's the name of the organization that control the ulama in Nigeria, for instance?
Well, we cannot have one voice because the idea of divide and rule is working very easy in us. The politicians want us divided so that they will use this to fight this and take this to beat that. And that is what is happening.
One wonders through this struggle for this Naira swap and other things, no Islamic organization, perhaps, and non-Christian organization did a press release, either to support or against it. Everybody went quiet. Is it in line with what you just said, that it's a cause of why you people cannot talk to the government?
Well, it is part of it. But me, I have spoken widely, although not press release or statement. But I have preached. I use my social media handles, and I said it, that it was ill-timed, number one, and it is not well organized, number two, and number three, people are suffering and they will continue to suffer. But we thank Allah. The Supreme Court has judged, and after the judgment recently, we have the central bank ordering all banks to be collecting the old Naira, and that is a good one. That is a good development.
You are listening to Citizen Speaks on 93.7 Citizen FM Abuja. You can join us on 081 8222 2206 090 32229797 to speak to Sheikh Nurali Muhammad Khalid. Sir, the Naira swap again. You spoke, but nobody listened to you. What are the consequences for a leader that does not listen to the general public or his citizens?
The consequence is that he will miss roads. The first consequence is that he will miss road. And that is what happened now. What have we achieved? Why didn't they listen when the citizens are crying, saying that the time was short, the notice was short, and the consequence will be bad? They have failed to listen, and now they must align by. That is the first consequence. And the second consequence is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will ask them, I made you a leader, and people suffered under your watch. Why was it that? There will never be an excuse, because there are warnings from the citizens themselves, and even from the international communities and international organizations. The World Bank, the MFI have said it, that the policy was not right, was ill-timed, was not well organized, the time was short, and many other complaints. So I think we are going to appeal for the new coming administration to make sure that it's listening to the citizens whenever they cry. And we are hoping that the new administration will be all inclusive, will not fight any voice that is warning them, that is telling them to correct their mistakes.
What are your relationships between the Christians, for instance, or non-Muslims in general? What are your organizational relationships with them?
Very fantastic. Because recently, just last 2 months ago, I was given an award of excellence in leadership by the Arewa Indigenous Christian and Pastors Association in Jos, in the headquarters of Equa Church. They give me award because I always try to tell my people, these people are not your enemies. Christianity is not our enemy, especially in Nigeria. Our enemy in Nigeria is the same with the enemy of the Christians. We have a common enemy in Nigeria. We have corruption, we have bad governance, we have poverty, we have illness. All these are our enemies. Let's come together and fight it. Instead of us to go, divide ourselves. Christians, especially during the politics or the elections, the Christians will say that they want to dominate Nigeria, they want to dominate Nigerian polity, and the Muslim will say, no, we can't allow them to dominate the... Look, the leaders you are fighting for have no that division. The incoming president, the president-elect of Nigeria, ask anybody, who is his wife? What is her fate? What about his children? Is APC an Islamic party? Is PDP an Islamic party? Is any party, political party in Nigeria, an Islamic or Christian party? They come together, Christians and Muslims, to form a political party. If you take Labour Party, for instance, the candidate is Christian. But what about his deputy, his vice presidential candidate? Is a Muslim. What brought them together? And that thing that brought them together is that something that will bring me and you together. We are more closer than ourselves than to them. We are closer to ourselves.
You are listening to Citizen Speaks on Citizen FM Abuja with Sheikh Nora Khalid, Digital Imam. You can join us 0818 2222 206 09032229797 08182222205. If you have the opportunity now, call now before it is too late. Thank you. Sir, you're a very flamboyant Islamic preacher. Are you satisfied with what happened to you in your last place of call? What happened?
Well, I am very happy. I always thank Allah for that, because it's a very good development in my life. I become more popular in the world because of that incident. And I'm always seeing improvement in my life, in my da'wah system. In everything of my life, I'm improving. So I thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and I have nobody to blame. I am sure that what I did was the right thing. To challenge incompetency, to challenge negligence, and to challenge bad governance is a very good thing that I want Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to raise me off and ask me, are you the one who did so? And I will answer yes. Because I stood for the masses, those who are dying day in, day out, those who are losing their homes, those who are becoming orphans and widows. That is what I did. And Alhamdulillah, Nigerians have stood with me, and they have shown that what I did was wrong, was right.
Was it Islamic for you? Is there an Islamic orientation for you to have done that openly, criticizing the leader of a country?
Have I any option? I have no option. Because I have no access to him. And it's not easy for me to create one. Had it been I have access to the leadership, had it been that if I knock at his door, it's easy for me to meet him and tell him, I don't need the people to say it loud. But I have no access. Even if you think of one, you will see that the protocol is too long for a person like me to follow. I can't go start begging for somebody to allow me to see somebody who's supposed to look for me. I mean, the leader has to create a forum for people like me who are not strong to meet them.
Citizen Speaks on Citizen FM 93.7. We are rounding up very soon. If you're opportune to call before you close the Sheikh Nora, what do you have to say for the generality of Nigerians at this moment?
Well, I'm appealing for Nigerians to respect the law and be peaceful and law-abiding citizens, especially during the next coming election, and to accept the result of any election.
Hello.
And whoever.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Who's on the line?
My name is Ambassador Enyeti Henry, all the way from Maraban Shapkona.
Okay.
I greet you, sir. I also greet Imam.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
In fact, I listen to what Imam said. But only thing I want to tell Imam is that I want to tell him to continue to do the good job he's doing.
Thank you.
And also pray, may Almighty God be with you and your family. In fact, I learned a lot from you, from the statement you make on national radio today.
Good.
So I'm very happy. I'm a Christian. Whether you be Muslim or Christian, all of us is one. So may Almighty God be with you, sir.
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you.
very
Thank you.
much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We have another call on the line. Who is it?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
My name is Mohamedu. I'm calling from Buhari area.
Thank you. 20 seconds,
Believe me,
please.
throughout the days of my life when I was a Muslim, I've never had a good message from a Muslim leader like this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If I've had a good Muslim message leader like this, I would have converted to be a Christian.
Okay.
Believe me, this man speaks like the heart of Jesus. Because when I was a youth, I told what they do taught me all Christians, they are Catholic, they do them this. To the extent I come to realize that what is the killing? What is the need of destroying a soul that God created? That's what make me to leave Islam to become a Christian. But today, I'm surprising. Very surprising that a Muslim leader preaching like old disciples of Paul, Peter, we told about them.
Okay, thank you.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked.
No, thank you
Cannot
very much.
believe.
Now, I just implore you to
Thank you.
continue to listen to Citizen FM. Maybe you have to bring him back. We are running off now. Your closing statement in 10 seconds. Check.
Okay. My closing remark is that let's embrace peace. Let's be law-abiding citizens, especially during election and after the election. Whatever the result is, let's leave the politicians, whoever is not compatible with the result, let him challenge that in a competent court of law. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sheikh. We thank you for coming to the studios. I pay respect to my producer, Fred, and our people in the studio. Until we do it again next week, Tuesday, God willing, stay blessed and stay in peaceful situation. Thank you.